Hello, this is Kevin from Horrific FX, and we are here in the Horrific FX studio, and I'm going to show you our line of Horrific FX Morbid Babies. We'll begin by first showing you some of our previous dolls that were made, just real quickly. These are some of the very first ones I've made. Here's a zombie jack-o'-lantern and a regular zombie doll. There's one with an exposed skull with zombie flesh and a zombie clown. These are some of the very first ones that I've made. I've been selling these for a few years, and actually for almost 10 years now. And now I'm going to show you some of our newer ones here, as we have right here. And I'm going to show you these in depth here. Begin here in the back. We have a sugar skull, just your very basic sugar skull design. Nothing too extravagant or elaborate. We'll move on to a spider victim. Has spiders crawling on her face and head. Has some veiny infections going on there, and real looking spider goo dripping on her face. You can kind of see there with the light hitting it. And next one here is a stitched up doll with actual realistic looking cuts to her face and stitches poking through the skin, little bumps on there from the thread going through the skin. She's got some bruises you can see on her arms and legs, blood dripping from her mouth and nose, bloody bruised eyes, and again just some of the stitch work. Here's one that is one of my favorites here. We have quite a few of these ones to sell. You can see she's got bruises on her arms and legs, dirty, bloody clothes, bruised eye, dirt on her face, and a little mini skeleton busting out of her head with realistic looking wet blood dripping down from the open gash. The skeleton is pretty dirty looking as it's busting out of her skull and ripping apart her flesh. Next one we have for you here is a radioactive waste doll. She actually is a zombie with the gray skin, has a radioactive waste on her shirt, and you can see it dripping off of her face on her head there. Realistic looking, it's wet, it's dry, but it looks wet, and 2 gashes in her head with some maggots eating away at her. And these maggots are in there, they're not gonna fall off at all. Here's one of a scarecrow clown, somewhat of a burlap mask type deal. That's on the face as a mask with a clown face paint over that. You can see the dirty brown looking material that's on there, and the clown face paint with wet, realistic looking bloody lips there, with the mouth with the teeth there. Cool looking little clown nose, and the clown face paint. And move on to the next doll here with an eyeball hanging out. You can see she's pretty bruised up on her arms and legs, on her face there, and an eyeball just popped right out, hanging right out of her face there. Next one we'll move on to is a voodoo doll pincushion doll. This doll, blood-soaked clothes, dirty. A voodoo doll face mask that's sewn onto her head, with realistic looking voodoo doll pins in her head, and voodoo doll button eyes sewn into her eye sockets. Last ones will show you here, just a basic zombie doll. Bloody, blood on her mouth and so forth, dirty, grungy looking. And another real cool one, the last one I'll show you here, is a post-apocalyptic, almost kind of steampunk doll. You can see the doll is has dirt covering her skin, dirty clothes, blood on it. On her eyes, almost steampunk. It's a goggle thing that's fused to her face through her eye. You can see her eye looking through. Bruised eye on the other eye, and attached to her head, which is attached to her brain, is some wire tubing, which is rusty looking, which is attached to 2 batteries to help keep her brain alive. And these are fused to her body. You can see the blood on there to hold it in. And these lightweight batteries then, again, just attached through tubing, which goes in to her head to keep her brain going and alive. So this is post-apocalyptic doll. And that's our horrific effects line of Morbid Babies we have going right now. These will probably be up on the website somewhat shortly. Just wanted to do a quick video to introduce you to our collection. So with that being said, thank you for viewing, and we invite you to tune in to our other videos here on our Horrific FX's YouTube channel. Be sure to go to our website, horrificfx.com, and check us out on social media. Just search for Horrific FX. Thank you very much.